Hey everyone, it's David C. Anderson here coming at you from the Knife Center. And today we're comparing two of the best ultralight EDC pocket knives on the market. It's the Spyderco Delica versus the Benchmade Bugout. Let's do this. So the Delica's always been a top choice for those who want a lightweight pocket knife that still packs in a lot of performance. It features good steel with ultralight and grippy handle material, and it's built extremely well. A signature product from Spyderco, it's now in its 4th generation. It's still a good option today, but it's not the only one. The Benchmade Bugout has been a hit ever since it was released, and it's here to challenge the Delica for ultralight EDC supremacy. Now when they're closed up, each knife is virtually identical in terms of thickness as well as length, at right about 4¼ inches long. Each features synthetic handles. We've got Grivery on the Benchmade and fiberglass reinforced nylon for the Spyderco. You might as well just call them both plastic. Each is strong enough for most uses you're going to encounter day to day, and definitely, like I said, they are lightweight. This Delica right here is only 2.2 ounces, certainly a featherweight, but the Bugout is nearly a ½ ounce lighter still at only 1.8 ounces. Now the biggest part of that difference, I think, comes down to the lock bar on the Delica as well as its liners. The Delica has skeletonized liners that run nearly the whole length of the handle. It imparts a bit more rigidity to this design, while the Bugout's liner only comes back about 1/3 of the way down the handle, just past this screw right here. Now if you were to break down the weight differences of these knives in terms of a percentage, it would seem fairly high, but in the real world the truth is that both are light enough you can carry them with no real weight penalty whatsoever. Even clipped to athletic shorts, you're not even going to know they're there until you need them. Each of these knives also has some texturing on the handle to help you maintain your grip. The Bugout has a nice diamond texture, which is molded in kind of like an inlay onto each side. The Delica's texture is a little bit more aggressive. It has Spyderco's much touted bi-directional texturing. Now what this means is we've got these raised peaks that radiate out from the logo at the center. And the grippy part of the peak actually points towards that center. And that gives you positive traction in both forward and rearward directions. So let's talk about colors a little bit. I've actually got two special versions here rather than the base versions of these knives. For the Benchmade, I've got our KnifeCenter exclusive Bugout with red and black battle wash handles. While this Delica features Spyderco's Zome camo finish, which each one is individually hand dyed, so no two are exactly the same. Now both of these are very cool, and I think these are actually some of the best looking color variants of each of these knives, but there are some simpler colors available as well. You can get a blue handle or Ranger green for the Bugout, but for sheer choice, the Delica pulls way ahead here, with simple blacks, grays, and browns, as well as several vibrant options, as well as stabilized wood, stainless steel, and more. Now, when it comes to opening the blade, the Delica uses the signature Spyderco thumb hole. Makes it very easy to rotate open quite smoothly. We get a typical Spyderco blade shape here. The edge has a hint of belly out near the tip, and we have a straight spine with just a hint of drop right at the end for a little bit of extra strength right there at the tip. As far as how it uses, it functions a lot like a modified Wharncliffe blade. Great on the draw cut and excellent for scoring as well, since you're able to use that tip very easily. Especially in conjunction with placing your index finger here on the jimped thumb ramp right behind that finger hole. The VG10 steel that they use here offers good cutting performance. It's a good stainless with a decently fine grain. It holds an edge quite well, and it's not too hard to sharpen when you do need to maintain the edge. The full flat grind on this model ensures that it can slice very efficiently, although saber ground models are available if you want a more robust edge with more lateral blade strength. The blade length, when we measure it from the tip to the leading edge of the scale, comes in at 2 7/8 of an inch, with a cutting edge just over 2½ inches. That means this is a great option for places with a 3-inch blade length limit. You can get it in a plain edge, just like this one, a combo edge with partial serrations, and even a fully serrated option. Basically, since it's a mature Spyderco product at this point in time, there's a plethora of choices. Now moving back over to the Benchmade Bugout, instead of that thumb hole, we actually get a pair of dual thumb studs. It can be thumb flicked easier than the Delica, and we've got a nice red color on this particular model that ties into that handle color and the matching barrel spacers. We have a more conventional drop point shape that some may prefer. I think it provides a pretty simple yet classic silhouette when it's open. Now despite the handle lengths being the same, Benchmade manages to get fairly significantly more blade into their knife than Spyderco does. Measured the same way, we've got nearly 3¼ inches of steel and a hair over 3 inches of sharpened edge. This is great if you want to maximize your handle to blade ratio, but it does bump it above that 3-inch mark that's going to be important to some. The steel selection gets a step up with the Benchmade too, using S30V, a powder metallurgy steel, which should have a longer lasting edge than the conventionally made VG10 on the Delica. Of course, there's a trade-off for that. It might take a little bit extra effort to sharpen when the time comes, but S30V should still be fairly manageable. In addition to that, it does bump the price of this knife up a little bit more than those base model Delicas as well. Although it should be said that you can option up those Delicas with some higher end blade steel, which will bring the two more in line price-wise. In terms of what they have in common, the blade stock is nice and thin. Both of them actually sit right about 0.09 inches. And the Bugout has a high flat grind that very nearly equals the Delica in terms of height, makes it another very efficient slicer. Now when it comes to the blade shapes, both of these are going to work very well for everyday carry. In terms of what else they do well, I doubt anyone's going to be using these knives as a skinner, but if so, the Bugout has a bit more belly to work with and would likely be the preferred option. The Delica though might be a better choice for a more tactical crossover roll. That's due to a little bit more finger guard here and a thumb ramp behind the opening hole that lets you lock in your grip even more effectively. As far as safety locks, the Delica features a tried and true mid-back lock with a David Boyd dent. That's designed to help prevent accidental disengagement if you're gripping the knife hard. It also makes it easy to index the lock under your finger without actually looking at it, because you have that little divot to know when you're in the right place. Now this is not going to be as easy to close one-handed as the Bugout's Axis lock, but both of these knives provide solid lockup and they're equally usable for both lefties as well as right-handers. Now the Axis lock on the Bugout has a crossbar that runs through both sides of the handle. It's very easy to pull it back so you can close the blade with one hand. As a bonus, when you hold that bar back, you can even wrist flick the blade open. This generally makes the Bugout faster to deploy and close back up than the Delica. As far as pocket carry, the Delica features a 4-position pocket clip. It can be mounted for the left or right side carry with the blade in a tip up or tip down orientation. We've got a strong spring design held down by 3 screws that holds the knife very securely in your pocket. And the contact point sits on the logo so that the bidirectional texturing isn't going to tear up your pockets. The Bugout features a low profile deep carry pocket clip. Helps it to sit deeper in the pocket than the Delica, which is good if you prize discretion. And it is reversible for both sides, but it's tip up only. The reason for that is if you had holes up here for a tip down carry, the clip would actually get in the way of the Axis lock itself. Now the contact point of the clip itself does sit on the textured part of the handle, but because it's less aggressive of a texture than the Delica, it's not really an issue with this knife. The clip is held in by 2 screws with this design, but you can see there's 3 holes on each side, and this pattern will actually fit Benchmade's non-deep carry clips if you were inclined to swap one out. So the question is, which one of these knives would be your choice? Both of them are fantastic lightweight pocket knives with perfectly ambidextrous natures, making them a good option for just about anyone. Quality-wise, they're on pretty equal footing too. The Benchmade is created right here in America, and the Spyderco is made in Seki City, Japan, one of the historic cutlery capitals of the world. So do you go for the rapid-fire racer Benchmade Bugout or the formidably reliable Spyderco Delica? Be sure to let us know in the comments, or let us know if you've got another alternative to these options as well. In the meantime, to get your hands on either of them, make sure you click the links in the description to head over to KnifeCenter.com. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. I'm David C. Anderson signing off. See you next time.
How many stones is that?
It has Spyderco's Spyderco. I don't know.
Well, I know they can't carry a knife while eating chicken.
Am I horizontal?
1.8 ounces is equal to 0.00804 stone.